Welcome back to the Rhino Show. I'm Austin. As always, I'm joined by Tal
Hey y'all.
and Kwan.
What it do, what it do, what it do.
So, these trains, there's a lot of chemicals going in the air. And Tal, I can't help but notice. Are you close to Ohio right now? Because you're kind of sick. Is this a coincidence? What's going on here?
Yeah, well, they said that people from New York were actually getting affected by that big dark cloud of not toxic chemicals, according to the government, in Ohio. But yeah, maybe that's why I'm sick. Maybe.
Might be.
Could definitely be a possibility.
Yeah, I
Listen,
mean
Austin,
it's
Austin,
crazy. It really
listen,
is crazy.
Austin. I am not a health expert like some of these wackadoos up there in the WHO whatever. But I know a few things about trains, and they should not be on their sides.
Trains should stay upward, right?
They should be upward. Yeah, exactly. If Thompson Train has taught me anything, is that you stay on the tracks and not spill over your contents all over the place.
That's good to know. Maybe we should relay that message to, like Pete Buttigieg or somebody, that's his job. But like I
Yeah.
said in a tweet, he's too busy trying to figure out who he's going to get railed by rather than
Oh yeah.
keeping the trains on the rails.
Yeah,
So
keeping his Grinder account open and updated is really hard. There's so many guys on Grinder, swiping to swipe through. He's busy doing that instead of doing his job.
yeah, he has no priorities. Toxic chemicals in the air, that's fine. Hey, look at these
Listen,
7 guys over here that swiped right. Oh
listen,
man.
it's hard being a gay man in politics nowadays. He's too busy being gay all the time, and then dealing and also dealing with those racist roads, all those roads that are so racist towards African Americans. His hands are full.
Yeah, it's
His hands
just
are full.
so hard being propped up by everyone just because you're gay all the time, right?
Yeah. So
Listen,
hard.
I can't trivialize the struggle of the gay white man in politics all his life. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
The heart breaks for him.
Imagine getting this job because you're gay. I mean, you know, it's crazy what you can get nowadays just for being gay.
I mean, that sounds like a privilege. If that's not a bad word, privilege. That sounds like privilege, guys.
Are we allowed to use that word?
I thought that was a new p word. Can't say that anymore in public.
Okay, in all seriousness, though, the most horrifying part of all this is just the fact that they are denying that this is even like a thing, that it's even like, the air is clean there, the water's clean there. This is not, like it's just a storm cloud. What is happening?
Yeah,
It doesn't fit their narrative of what they want us to be focusing on diesel cars and wind energy and all this other stuff, but they don't want to actually acknowledge the actual issues with our water and our air that we can actually fix.
Yeah, well, this is kind of crazy.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if anyone's seen the video of JD Vance, but he goes and plays around in the water, and kicks up the nice chemicals lying on the bottom, and there's all these dead fish around it. So let me show you this video real quick.
Hey guys, so I'm here at Leslie Run, and there's dead worms and dead fish all throughout this water. So, something I just discovered is that if you scrape the creek bed, it's like chemical is coming out of the ground. Can you come here? And let me just show this to people. I don't know if you're going to see this in the camera, but watch this. Just see that chemical pop out of the creek. This is disgusting. And the fact that we have not cleaned up the train crash, the fact that these chemicals are still seeping in the ground is an insult to the people who live in East Palestine. Do not forget these people. We've got to keep applying pressure.
So dead fish, floating upside down. Fish aren't supposed to float upside down, just in case anyone didn't notice. They're
really?
supposed to be right side up, not upside down.
Oh, shoot, really?
No, listen. I thought in Finding Nemo they were all upside down. Maybe my TV was backwards. I don't know. Uh, but do you know how to fix that problem? You buy a Tesla, obviously.
By a Tesla.
Yeah,
Yeah.
lithium mines are fantastic for water sources.
I wonder if we had like electric trains, if this problem would have been fixed. Like Tesla, get on this. Come on now. We need electric trains. And then all of a sudden, these chemical explosions, this chemical warfare that this government has started on its own citizens would go away because the cars are the problem.
Exactly.
The ovens are the problem. It's not, Pete Buttigieg.
Yeah, it all goes back to this problem of Democrats like to say things, they like to scare you and talk about the other issues of pollutant like X, Y, and Z. But yet, for decades, we've had problem with certain cities' waters, Flint, Michigan's water. Even now to this issue right now with all the chemicals in that water. and they don't actually want to solve any real issue. They say, "Oh, we need to stop these climate problems," and they'll spend trillions of dollars going to climate events and do all this kind of stuff with Greta Thunberg doing protests for coal and all that kind of stuff, but they won't go to small cities and fix the water problem.
Yeah, I think the biggest problem of it all, though, is that this is not a coincidence. Right after the Ohio thing, it happened again in Michigan, and that wasn't even the first one in Ohio. It was just the first, thing that caused all of that destruction in Ohio. There was one actually in January. So there's been like over a dozen of train derailments this year alone already, and it's not a coincidence. It's got to be something. It's got to be a cover up, something. It's got to be maybe they're trying to kill us with these chemicals. This is, I'm going to go into like conspiracy mode, but they said that this is going to cause cancer for a lot of people down the line. And I don't know, maybe they're trying to speed up the process of whatever didn't happen to people from the COVID vaccine or whatever else. There's so many things that it could be.
All I can say is, who runs these states and cities? I think it starts with a D, E. Democrats. Those guys run these cities and states. Oh, yeah. Coincidence, whatever. Just silly on me.
So, like you said, there's more than one train. I mean, we had the train in Michigan, like you said, we had the train in Texas. We had the truck spillover in Arizona. We had this massive fire in Florida, which I want to show you real quick.
Breaking news out of Florida, where crews are working to put out a massive industrial fire there, showing you how things look live. And man, those flames are intense. This is a fire burning in Osceola County, about an hour south of Orlando. The ABC station there says 5 acres of plastic planters caught fire at a nursery.
So just 5 acres of plastic burning. I mean, no big deal, right? I mean, this is just an everyday thing now that we like to put all these chemicals into the air.
Yeah, well, what can go wrong when our soil is polluted, our air is polluted, our water is polluted, all of our crops are dying. What can go wrong?
Yeah, nothing can go wrong. It's all part of the big plan.
And it was weird is that they kind of paint the right as these people who just hate the environment. It was like, oh yeah, we just don't care about it. That's untrue. It's just clearly untrue. And most Republicans live in more rural areas, in more natural areas. Most Democrats live in one of these compact cities with all the rats and poop and everything on the floor and drugs everywhere. Clearly, there's a clear idea of who likes the environment more, and it's not the left.
Yeah, and these poor people that live, in East Palestine or Palestine, whatever, however you say it, like these people, like if you can't afford to move out, like this is what you got to call home, and it's going to take years to like clean this area up if it ever becomes anything close to what it used to be. And like, yeah, you might call me crazy, but like this train, as you're seeing right now, was on fire for over 40 minutes before it derailed, and they had a controlled explosion between the governor of Ohio and the governor of Pennsylvania. Thanks. Yeah, you can thank us in Pennsylvania for having such a loser sign off on this. We had our chance, and we put this idiot in charge. This is what we get. Okay, we deserve this. We voted this guy in. So you vote for an idiot, you get results from that idiot. So, I mean, it's all a coordinated attack, in my opinion. You can't convince me it's not. We have never had this many train derailments with chemical materials. I'm not saying trains don't derail, they do. But with hazardous materials, this does not happen especially at this rate. I believe there was 10 or 11 all of last year. We've had like 4 or 5 in a week. Come on now. You can't tell me this isn't all part of a big plan, because look where it's happening. It's happening out here in Ohio near all these farm fields. Guess what? You can't farm on that land. So the food is going downhill. All the drinking water from the Ohio River, that goes to major companies to bottle water to get out to people. Guess what? That's all ruined now. So our food and our water supplies are literally trashed. We have dead animals dying all over, chickens, like pigs, cows, whatever you want, fish. Like all these animals are dying. Literally, that area of Ohio is a dead land right now. Like, and it's, in my eyes, it's all intentional.
Yeah, I think it's intentional too. I'm gonna probably go like all conspiracy again, but I think that people, as crazy as it's gonna sound, I think that people should start to find comfort in all of the chaos though, because even, the train derailments, the Michigan shooting, the aliens now, we know how these people work. They're very calculated, they're very manipulative, and their tactics never ever change. And so what they do is they take one narrative and they run with it for as long as they possibly can. We saw it with COVID. That lasted a few years. That was really good for them. But then it went from COVID to World War III to climate change, back to COVID. That didn't work. So now we're at aliens. We're at literal aliens right now. So I think that people, can start to see that people are losing trust in the government, they're losing trust in the media, and these people understand that they're losing all this control now they once had over us, and so they're trying to cause as much destruction as possible in the little amount of time that they have left. So
Yeah, and I know anyone listening right now be like, these guys are crazy. Well, guess what? I like to question things, so you can call me crazy, but I'm going to question things. And let's be real now. If our government wanted to attack us, like Joe Biden said, guns aren't going to help you. And, that might be a truthful statement if your government decides to start chemical warfare, because it doesn't matter how many bullets you stockpiled. Your guns aren't going to do anything if your government decides to start chemical warfare on you. So if there was a way for them to kill you, it's, they're saying now, put a gas mask on and stay in your house. Does this sound familiar? Is this COVID again? Hey, wear that gas mask and stay home to save yourself.
Listen, my bullets have gas masks, so actually I think I'm fine. I can go against the government all day.
Well, I don't know where to buy those at, so send me the link.
Warfordarms.com, by the way. I do sell gas masks.
Do they work?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, just making sure, because I don't want no mask that might work, might not work. That I gotta do my research.
In situations like this.
Next pod, me and you in a room, we'll do some tear gas, see if they work.
Yeah, I'm gonna set that one out.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah.
We'll do the gummy bear challenge again, plus tear gas.
No, we
won't.
Gas
mask on. Yeah,
we won't do the gummy bear challenge again.
Absolutely, shoot again.
I'd rather go for the chemical warfare. That sounds more fun than the gummy bear.
I would take a nuke from the government and take the gummy bear challenge again.
Drop it, Joe. We did it, Joe. We destroyed everything in the country, literally everything. We did it.
Speaking of Joe, that's another thing. They refuse to send any money to Ohio to fix anything, but we're okay sending $100 billion to Ukraine for, war aid. Like, what?
Yeah. Well, Joe can't profit from Ohio. Joe can profit when he sends it to his buddy Zelensky. And Zelensky gives it to FTX, and that freak gives it back to the Democrats. So we keep looping money around. It keeps going to the big guy. But no, we can't do that in Ohio. So he doesn't matter.
Yeah. I just, as absurd as things have gotten lately, it was really shocking to even see that they wouldn't send anything, because it was just so it was so out there, like people were looking for, help. And then all of a sudden you see on these headlines, like Biden administration refuses to give any aid to Ohio. I was like, no way, no freaking way. It was expected, but I don't know why I was shocked, but I was.
Hey, the real president will be there, this week. So.
I mean, that's the only reason why they changed their mind about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, for me in particular, I don't think the government should necessarily step in on state endeavors. But I think this is a unique situation where I think if we are sending billions of dollars overseas, we might as well be giving it to our own citizens.
Yeah, I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to figure out maybe we should give money to our people instead of these people that just want an endless war. It's a civil war in Ukraine. So.
And I say give us some money, but it's our money to begin with. So it's a weird kind of abusive kind of relationship. It's like, hey, can I have my money back, please?
Yeah. I think the final thing I want to touch on in this Ohio situation is, remember 9/11? That thing that was not as bad as January 6th in the eyes of half this country?
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing. Remember, they like to say that the air was fine and people should have went back to work. And we all know how that ended up. So when they tell you the air is fine and the water is safe to drink in Ohio, just remember what they did during 9/11.
Yeah, it was so safe. One of my professors right now actually suffering from various amounts of cancer, and that was from 9/11. So
yeah,
man is still suffering over here, but the air was totally fine.
Yeah, they don't care.
It was
they'll say it's fine now. They'll say it's safe because you won't know the side effects till down the road, and then hey, our bad, we made a mistake.
2025 breaking news: the train spewing from 2023, it was not safe. Actually, we now have super cancer.
Yeah,
come to the government for your shots.
Yeah. They said it was like they gave an estimated amount of people who could potentially be suffering from cancer after it first happened, and it was like 5 million. And I was like, no way, dude, it's a lot.
Yeah. This isn't something that's going away. This story, it'll unfold down the road because we know it's not safe no matter what they say. So we'll see what happens.
People are getting sick already because they're breathing this in. You're already seeing, animals get sick, people getting sick, crops dying, fish are dead.
Maybe they're just sleeping.
Joe might be.
Joe is definitely
Definitely is.
sleeping.
Definitely
Yeah.
sleeping.
Well, you know who else almost looks like he's sleeping when he talks? That's George Soros. What a guy. So I want to start this off by showing you guys this clip. It's highly entertaining. Please stay with us throughout the whole clip. I know you might suffer through it, but you have to watch this.
Is that Trump and Governor DeSantis of Florida will slug it out for the Republican nomination. Trump has turned into a pitiful figure, continually bemoaning his loss in 2020. Big Republican donors are abandoning him in droves. DeSantis is shrewd, ruthless, and ambitious. He is likely to be a Republican candidate.
So, George, we got to clarify something here. You know, you think Trump's this bad guy. Well, obviously, Soros, you're like one of the most evil guys on the face of this earth.
He sounds like Emperor Palpatine.
He does.
Kill your father.
He can't talk
That's
any
Jack
slower.
Sack.
Like, that was pitiful.
Do
Like-
not talk bad about Hillary Clinton's doppelganger like that, okay? Leave him alone.
I might end up dead. Not
Kill-
suicidal.
Do it. Do it.
Okay. What I'm saying here, I do not like these people. So if I end up dead or missing or something, it was one of them. That's all I'm going to say.
Austin always seemed kind of sad to me. You know, I can see
No,
it.
no,
No,
not
He's
at all.
kind of hated life in general.
No, love life.
It wouldn't be one of them. They have people for that.
Yeah, they got their hitmen for that. So
Yeah, you get package in the mail and be over.
Hillary
But-
Clinton, especially.
yeah, Hillary Clinton. God, does she look awful now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Evil does not wear her face very well.
No.
Not to get like all conspiracy, but like, you know, when that adrenochrome goes away.
Yeah, you could tell she's off that now.
Yeah, I think she's out of fetuses to use for like stem cells.
That was mind blowing. I'm like, yo, Hillary's looked the same for like the last 30 years. You look at her now, I'm like, how did you get uglier? How is that possible? Like, anyway,
Like Joaquin Phoenix now.
Her age is just catching up with her.
yeah, for real. Maybe it's a sign to go away, but you know, Soros hasn't done that either. So that's like what I wanted to say with Soros. You said Trump was bitter over his 2020 defeat, sir.
Yeah.
He didn't lose in 2020. It was stolen. Okay, let's get that clear right now. That's the rightful president, not that clown in the White House. I know you might like that clown in the White House, and you may have helped get him in there, but like that ain't the president. So I just want to get that out of the way now.
Whoa, a hot take. Trying to get banned out here.
I am.
Can't
I'm
get
good at that.
canceled. Super canceled. Mega canceled.
Cancel
arrested.
me. Who cares? I'll find a way. Always
Find a
have.
He is one of the most evil people on this planet, for sure.
He's one of those like shadow figures. You know, he's not like outwardly evil. He's not like openly like in your face boogeyman. He's like, no, I'm like kind of just
Behind the scenes a little bit.
freaking out in the back in the woods.
Yeah.
Kinda like,
If you listen to him talk, I don't think it's behind the scenes. You hear that voice, you think evil.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's true.
his voice is very creepy.
He's the guy in Joe Biden's earbud. He's like, no, you idiot. Don't say that.
Yeah.
Well, that was too fast. He can't talk that fast either.
That's right. He's like,
Like the speed of Soros talking and Biden's like understanding of what he's saying. Like, no wonder these press conferences take an hour because both men are so slow. It all makes sense now.
His hatred towards Trump really just makes me respect Trump even more, to be honest, though. That just solidified my my vote, honestly, for him at this point in time, because anyone endorsed by him, he is an evil man. Anyone who he endorses, I am not. I am not voting for. I'm sorry. He can endorse Trump tomorrow, and I would say absolutely no. Absolutely freaking not. Sorry.
Yeah, there's something up. If he endorses Trump, there's something up. And Trump, I don't know what you
I
did,
was-
what kind
I
of
was
deal you
giving-
made, but that ain't
I
it.
was just giving an example that if someone were, you know, it doesn't matter who you are, if you're being endorsed by such evil people, that's a heck no for me, dude. Heck
There's another
no.
plan going on behind the scenes. Like you know, they're using you for something.
Yeah,
They like know something that we don't.
Soros, you know, I didn't see this video coming, first of all. I mean, it makes sense because everyone wants to take Trump down. He's the biggest threat to them. So I understand. You're going to see all the establishment. You're going to see these evil creatures because that thing is just creepy looking. They're all going to come out now. It's getting close to election time, and they're going to try to screw over Trump as much as they can. So get used to it. And, you know, they're going to praise DeSantis. I mean, first of all, let's say DeSantis has done some good for Florida.
Yeah.
But that's Florida. Okay. Trump did a lot of good things for our country. So I don't want great value Trump, which is DeSantis. I want the real thing because I can get the real thing. So Trump 2024, and then DeSantis, we'll see what the field looks like down the road, but you can stay in Florida until time is due for you.
Yeah. I know that we are a little split on Trump DeSantis here. Yeah, I think DeSantis is a whole different kind of character than Trump. And I think it really, really shows in how they're kind of going about their little beef as we approach the primaries. I'm very excited to see how DeSantis does against Trump on stage. It's going to be phenomenal to watch. Yeah, like you said, DeSantis is a great governor, I think, personally. I like him a lot. I think he is more of a mix of like old school kind of politics mixed with a little bit of grit. Like, he's not afraid to kind of say some more off the cuff, more of the like new age kind of stuff that most Republicans aren't willing to say. Like, he didn't just say that, sit there and say, yeah, budgets, yeah, army. Like, he kind of goes like, yeah, we should start talking about the trans issue. Like, he's a little more into the movement than like, most guys are. But yeah, he's not Trump. He's not as much of a weapon as Trump is.
No. Not at all. And I was scrolling Twitter earlier, and those of you listening, a loud majority, I saw a tweet from Sean, and I wanted to read it here. I'll put it up on screen. Said, if DeSantis is smart, he doesn't run in 2024. He's losing momentum in early polling, and unfortunately for him, Daily Wire shills aren't enough to get it done. He should wait, will he? And I think that's a very good point because, like I said, the media are the ones pushing DeSantis right now. And if the media, CNBC, CNN, is saying DeSantis should be the face of your movement, DeSantis ain't the face of that movement. So, and these Daily Wire, hosts, I don't really like many of them. I mean, we got Ben Shapiro out here who was praising vaccines, COVID-19 vaccine, and calling anybody an idiot if they didn't get it. You got Candace Owens out here defending Rihanna like it's her best friend. I don't know what this is all about, but that's a whole nother story. These Daily Wire hosts, you could tell where the money goes because their opinion changes on a dime. So if this, like I agree, if DeSantis is smart, he doesn't try to poke the bear, which is Trump, because that's not a winning battle.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are upset with Trump going after DeSantis. Like, they're like, oh, how dare he call him that? How dare he go after his looks? How dare he do all these kind of low blows? And I'm like, have you guys not been watching politics for the past 6-8 years with Trump? This is how Trump is. This is exactly what Trump does.
Yeah.
Have you guys not watched his old show, The Apprentice? Have you guys not watched his reality shows? This is true. This is pure unfiltered Trump. This is what he does. He attacks you where it hurts, and mostly inside of physical ways. And if you can withstand that, then I think you are great. You are a great candidate. Trump brings the heat. He brings the pressure. We all know this. And if you're a candidate who can't handle that, then you can't handle politics.
In my opinion, I think our president should be the one that's bringing the heat. Our country definitely couldn't handle Trump the first time around because they're so freaking soft. But I think that our president should be the one bringing the heat, not the one taking the heat and handling it. Because that's what Biden does. He takes the heat and he just, he handles it, but in a different way. He just ignores it. So we need the one bringing the heat.
Yeah, and DeSantis might feel safe with the left as far as them not giving him as much flack as they gave Trump. But if by some miracle he does become president, whatever, they are going to tear him to shreds, just as they did McCain, as they did Trump, as they did anybody else. They kind of pretend like they like certain conservatives and Republicans to kind of get them on their side with certain votes and certain ideas, but at the end of the day, they will always devour them.
Yeah. Well, Trump already showed us that he can withstand all of the media trashing and reputation damaging and everything else, that they tried to do against him. So.
Yeah, and Tal, I want to touch on, you said our country is too soft, and it shows because we elected Mr. Softy himself, the ice cream. Yeah, Joe Biden. That's why he's always trying to eat ice cream. I mean, it all makes sense. Mr. Softy, that's Joe Biden.
He's upstage melting in front of the cameras. Hey guys, his face starts falling down.
Dude. You ever see that video where he's like talking? I don't know what it was for, but all I know is he was talking. There's a microphone in front of him, and then he just gets distracted by the ice cream man behind him.
I saw
he
that.
starts walking that way.
Mm-hmm. That's great stuff.
I mean, but also we get some news from Nikki Haley. She's deciding to run.
She's trying to be relevant again.
Yeah, it's trying to be relevant again. She's trying to put out her little Rhino-esque campaign little video she put out.
Her racist campaign. Okay, first of all, she is the Hillary Clinton of the right. Let's just get that out of the way. And I don't like her at all, bro, at all.
So let's just show you the first 15 seconds of our nice little campaign trailer. It's something. Here you go.
The town by race. I was the proud daughter of Indian immigrants. Not black, not white. I was different. But my mom would always say your job is not to focus on the differences, but the similarities.
Okay, so guys, that was phenomenal. That was a great lesson on irony.
I'm different.
I'm built different. I'm not black. I'm not white. I'm just built different. And it's important to not look at differences. So don't look at me.
Yeah, I might say I'm different because I'm not black or white, and apparently it's the only thing that matters in this country now in your mind. Like, why did we bring race into this? Identity politics, that's great that it's starting on the right. Well, not even starting, but continuing on the right further and further now with all these politicians. Yeah. Identity politics is what kills, and we make fun of the left for that, but now we're doing that. I'm not black, I'm not white, I'm different. But my mom says don't look at the difference. Look at what brings us together. But you just pointed out that you were different.
So like I'm running for president, and my daddy told me that to tie my shoes before I go on stage because my mom said I looked like you're an adult. I don't really care what mom or dad said. To be honest with you, sorry. You're a grown adult. You're a grown woman. Have your own opinions. Don't say what mom told me.
What an idiot!
It's just racist within itself. I feel like I'm not black. I'm not white. I was different. Okay.
See, I'm a woman and I'm a woman of color, so I deserve your votes. But also, I don't believe in that kind of stuff. So vote for me.
It's like embarrassing because it's exactly kind of like the left's approach with things, like trying to connect with people, which is good, but like on a weird level, on like a creepy, like I'm here for you level, like Joe Biden at the State of the Union address. That's exactly what I heard. I was like, it's the same tone. It's so weird, and it's just
And then she continues on, and it's more of those like establishment Republican platitudes of we need to work on taxes. And Constitution and freedom.
Yeah.
Speech. I'm like, and what about those things? What are you trying to say to me?
She didn't offer anything like unique, anything different, any of her own opinions that we haven't heard before, or like, she didn't have any strong opinions on certain issues that we're really passionate about. So
no.
Yeah, like she didn't mention abortion. She didn't mention anything relevant actually right now. She didn't mention anything about trans community, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, she was asked, where do you differ from Trump? Like on like talking points and everything, and like what's your plans going to be? And she wouldn't answer. She just kept going back to the point. We need younger, fresher faces running for political office. I'm like, Trump's only been a politician now since 2016. Like you might say he's older, but I mean, come on now. Like you've been in this game longer than him.
Also, I'm sorry, but that's not like an excuse. That's not what we should be doing. We don't need younger, fresher faces if they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah,
if they're capable of being the president of the United States, sure, it'd be great to have somebody younger. But if you literally don't know what you're talking about, or you're just trying to follow in an older president's footsteps like that and have no ideas or anything to offer of your own, then no.
Yeah, we should have learned a lesson from Alexandria Ocasio, Santa Maria, Dora the Explorer, Cortez. Clearly the younger audience is not always. I'm sorry, what?
The bartender chick?
Oh yeah, that one. Who made my drink wrong? Yeah, that one.
She wasn't good at that either, I heard.
Well, no, her drinks were terrible. I asked for a old fashioned. She bought me a root beer with a cherry in it. I don't know what that was.
She doesn't either. Yeah, but I mean, Nikki Haley is the definition of swamp. She's a rhino. She opposed the border wall. She was anti-Trump, and then when she needed a job, she was pro-Trump, and then she was anti-Trump again. And now, and that's where she stands because she says he's too old to run and you know, fresh faces. And we're back with the identity politics because not only did she make the point that she was brown, and then she's like, we got to come together. So she already brought race into this. Now she's bringing gender into. She's like, well, we need to kick back, and when I kick back, I'm wearing heels and it hurts more. Like, so now we're bringing gender in this. Like we had to bring race and gender into your speech. We couldn't just talk about what we do to unite the country, bring the country together, make it great again. You know, we couldn't do any of that. We had to bring race and gender into your literal campaign trailer.
Yeah, and like it'd be different if she's like, yeah, I want to talk about like understanding that there is a difference between men and women. That women are okay to be women. It's okay to be feminine. It's okay to wear heels. It's okay to like it's a different story. She went deeper into the issue of us trying to atomize ourselves into these million different kind of genders: they, them, her, them, zer, dog, wolf pronouns. But no, she didn't have the balls for that. Literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but Miss 1%. I mean, she's gonna be fighting with Mike Pence down here. I mean, Mike Pompeo, throw him in there. John Bolton. Who else is talking about running? Like all these losers that are going to get like 1, 2, 3%, maybe. We'll see which way they split the votes because literally, like nobody likes these guys.
No, and the thing about it is when I was watching her video, at first, listen, I was like, this is fine. Like, this is whatever. Like, I kind of just like, whatever, this is a very neutral thing. And I'm like, actually, no way. This is actually awful. This is actually the worst thing I've heard in my life. Actually, this is the same speech that all these rhinos do every single year. It's the same exact thing all these swamp creatures do every single year. It's the same things that like, they say on Congress floor every single month. And I'm like, yep, this to an average American, they wouldn't notice this unless they were like really into politics. But these are the same exact empty promises they keep making us year over year, and why we keep losing.
Yeah.
All I have to say is when people, show you their true colors and show you that they're just rhinos, I feel like people our age, we definitely need to like spread the word a little bit more, than just posting about it once and letting it go, because it's important to expose those people for who they really are before people just vote for them because they have an R in front of their name, like most people do.
Yeah, Amber Alert, Amber Alert. If you hear a politician say anything about taxes or freedom of speech and nothing else, don't vote for them. I'm actually if you hear Republicans say taxes, cut them off. They're done. Moving on.
Yeah,
taxes are important, but like it's so overused, overplayed. It's such an easy vote grab. Cut them off.
I want to touch on one more thing. It's like you said, we gotta talk about this more, not just share one post. Be careful who you're getting your news from, because a lot of these people in this movement are in it for the wrong reason. I'm going to put that out there now, and you'll find out their true colors later on. So these people flip flop on everything. They're a bunch of losers. I won't name names. It's tempting, but you know who you are. I hope you listen. So just don't listen to everybody, because they're doing it for the wrong reason.
Yeah, even like fact check us. Like, we are talking to you guys, sharing clips. Go back, read those articles, read those clips, listen to those speeches. Go back and listen to the entire thing. Watch her video in entirety, Nikki Haley, for yourself and understand what we're talking about. Do your own research.
Yeah, don't take what I say as a fact. I mean, I'm doing my best to bring you the facts, but I could be wrong just like anybody else. You gotta do your own research.
Yeah, I'm smart and handsome and intelligent and well spoken and all, but do your own research.
Yeah. So
also very humble.
I researched before I got here, guys. So you can take what I say. All my opinions are.
Listen to Talia, she's always right.
I am always right.
Yeah. So I guess how we can sum up this episode is, if George Soros supports you, you're not getting my vote. I think you guys should look into George Soros a little bit more. I know it might put some people to sleep, but interesting guy. If you see big black clouds of smoke, the government is trying to kill you. Go the opposite way.
No. They're storm clouds.
Storm clouds. Totally my bad. Yeah, and if you see a train, get away, because they like to go off the tracks. So that's all I got, guys. I mean, solid advice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, solid advice. Yeah. Yeah, don't listen to these swamp creatures. Yeah, and watch out for black clouds.
Yes, black clouds of death, So with that being said, take care, stay alive, hit that Rumble button if you're watching Rumble, share it to a friend, help us grow. Let's keep this thing going. Stay alive, stay safe, stay away from the government, and we'll see you guys next week.